Hi there, everyone. Cassandra here, and I want to welcome you to Lifestyle Journey with Kassie B. So, today is Tuesday, April the 8th, and I am giving you an update for a couple of weeks here. I was not in the office to do my update on April 1st, so the last time that I came to you was on March the 25th. And at that time, I gave you the update for week 44, and we were midweek 45. At the time, I was currently 286.6. I can't remember how much I was down. I think I was down 1.8 because previous week I was actually down 73.2. And at that time, I was down 75 pounds. However, what happened is that I ended week 45 at 288.4. So I was back where I was at the start of that week. So that meant that I actually lost 0 weight because that took me back to the weight I was at actually the previous week. So I was back down to a loss of 73.2. Now, the week that ended on week 46, which would have ended on April 3rd for me, I was back down to 286.6, and meaning I lost 1.8 pounds that week, and I was down 75 pounds again total. Now, both of these shots were on 12.5. I did shot number 1 on my right thigh, and I did shot number 2 my stomach, upper right side, which brings us to the current. Now, I did my last shot of 12.5 on it would have been on the 3rd that I took that, and I did take that in my left thigh. So right now we're basically midweek 47, and as of this morning I'm at 284.2, which means I have lost 2.4 pounds so far this week. That will bring my total loss to 77.4 pounds lost since May 17th when I started the medication. And I am down a total of 96.1 pounds from my highest weight ever. So I'm knocking on the door of 100 pounds lost, which is absolutely crazy, right? Really crazy. But I can't wait till I'm 100 pounds lost on that medication, which I was striving to get there by my birthday, which is on June the 5th. And I'm really not foreseeing that that's going to happen now, but I am hoping that I will have lost at least to the 90-pound mark by my birthday, but we will see. Overall, though, I'm still really happy with where I am so far, and I mean, I just couldn't be happier with the medication. I am still experiencing minimal side effects, being that sometimes, yes, there will be a bout of constipation, sometimes a mild diarrhea, but other than that, nothing. The suppression is still really good. I will find sometimes that I find myself getting hungry, but I don't expect that this medication is supposed to totally take away your hunger. And that leads us to think about, what do we really mean when we say suppression? So to me, I guess I would say suppression means that it's not where you're wanting to constantly eat everything that's in front of you. So when it's suppressing your appetite, so not to mean that you will not ever be hungry, but that when you do end up eating the meals, you'll get fuller quick. But I guess that's satiety. To me, I guess they kind of go hand in hand. So yeah. But I don't think it's normal to never feel hungry. So I don't, if I find myself truly feeling hungry, I'm not thinking that the medication is not still working. It is very much still working for me. So I'm happy with it. What else do I want to say? I guess I will talk about my activity. I am very much in the midst of a 30-day hoop challenge. I did purchase myself a knockoff infinity hoop. This is actually day 17 that I'll be doing. So I think I probably had talked about that the last time we spoke, maybe. If I did not, I should have, because I was doing it back then. So yeah, so we are, I'm in the midst of that. I completed day 16 on yesterday, which was the 7th. Today again is the day 8th, and I'll be doing day 17. It is a 30-day challenge. I have already been able to basically lose one length of the hoop. I do know that it is not an infinity hoop. It is a knockoff hoop that I did get off of Amazon, but I would still think that it works the exact same way, right? And so, of course, there's no guarantee with this one, but Infinity Hoop says that they guarantee that you should lose one length, one link, excuse me, from the hoop. From the first time that you put it on, you should lose at least one link in 30 days. And if not, you get your money back. Now, I would say that when I got the hoop, I did get a larger size hoop. My waist at the time was, the smallest part of my waist is like 48 inches, or just a little bit over. And this hoop is said 47 inches for, you know, the 24 links. However, each link supposedly is 2 inches. So, you know, maybe they're saying the inner circumference was 47 because that should be 48, right? So I went with the hoop that had 30 links, which will go up to a 60-inch waist. And so I started out with 26, you know, thinking I needed to be slightly loose, but that really wasn't, it was really, I guess, too loose. So then I went down to 25, 24 fit, but it was tight. And I didn't really know, you know, how that was going to work for me. So I went down to 25, probably about the second or third day, but I'm not counting that as losing a link. That was just a comfortability thing, thinking I needed to, you know, start out with the 26. I should have started at the 25. So now that I am at was at 25, and a couple days ago when I was doing the hoop, I was realizing that, hey, I'm not as, now I cannot do the entire like challenge. Like right now I'm supposed to be doing 20 minutes. I'm in the segment of the challenge where I'm supposed to be doing 20 minutes. And while I can't do 20 minutes nonstop, I did get 14 minutes nonstop one day. But the next day or two, it's like, man, I can't get 2 or 3 minutes without it stopping, and then I'm feeling like it may be trying to snag on clothes or something like that. So I'm thinking, you know what, maybe it seems like it may be a little too much play in the hoop. And so I was able to take out a link, and I'm truly wearing that 24 links. And I was basically 15 days in. So because on the 16th day, I was able to take it out. So I'm like halfway through the month, I was able to take out a link. So I think that was freaking awesome. And I am just, you know, thoroughly happy with where I am so far. And also the fact that this is the most consistent I have been now. I may have only done the I may have only done the hoop workout, but it is a nice little workout. It's fun and it is nice to It's fun and it is good exercise. And I think one of those days at the beginning, I think I also did a bike ride in on my stationary bike. But other than that, it's just been the hoop. But even at that, I do feel, it's some good cardio that I'm getting in. And so, and that coupled with the other activity has been closing my Apple rings pretty much every day. So I think there was one day in there since I started that I didn't, and that's probably primarily because I had let the watch die a little bit. So I didn't have it on the entire day. But other than that, I've been getting those activity points, my staying goals, and the overall calories burned. I've really been working it out these last few days. So I am happy with that progress as well. So great exercise, definitely great exercise. And because of the fact that I don't really have space without hitting something right now anywhere in my home currently, I do have to end up going outside to do it. So that's giving me a little bit of fresh air because I am not an outdoor person. I really do not like the outside, but I'm out there for at least those 20 minutes, 20 plus minutes a day now. So I guess that's a good thing. So yeah, definitely getting into the activity now. And though I am on a medication, I'm now seeing lower blood pressure readings that I've been getting at home. So I do have a doctor's appointment. I believe it is it's on Monday. It should be on Monday. And hopefully, I'll see that reflected at the doctor's office as well. And then, of course, it's always good for me to see what I'm wearing at on the doctor's scale when sometimes I feel like my scale at home might be a little off. So, yeah, because I think the last time I went to the doctor, it said I was at 295 on their scale, and I was wearing something like 292 or something at home. So, yeah, I'm quite interested to see what what if any fluctuation between the two is going to be. So, yeah. And guys, I can't believe I think that's it. I think that's it. That's pretty much it. That is really it for my update, and we're only at 13 minutes. So, I just want to say though that I think this medication is absolutely life-changing. Oh, I do want to update you on my cousin. She did say it was okay for me to talk about her. So I think she's down. About, she's been down as much as 4 kilos. She is in Germany and she does self-pay. And she has done the 2.5 for a month. And I think she's into her 6th shot of the 2.5. She will be moving on to the 5 milligram after this, which she hopes to stay at that for a while. But I will get a better update on that from her a little bit later on. I do know that she does plan. I think I said that she does plan to stay in that 5 milligram for a while because being on self-pay, now this is something I didn't realize changed. And I meant to look at that on my insurance as well, but I don't want to prolong this video just for the sake of prolonging it. So I will talk about that in a later video, checking to see if the medication does go up on our end in the US as well. But for her, it does, the higher the dosage, the more the medication costs. And I didn't think that was the case when you were looking at getting the medicine from an actual pharmacy and you are talking about the branded medication. I did know that happened with compounds, but I didn't realize that that happened with branded medication that you were getting from the actual, you know, like your neighborhood pharmacy. But yeah, so she's planning on staying on that 5 milligram for as long as possible, to see what that does for her. So I'm excited about her journey. And yeah, and also, I would never have thought that I would be out here influencing people. I have been posting my hoop challenges. I've posted a few on here, but I have been posting it every day on my Facebook. And um, I have my aunt who is 79. How old is she? She is a year younger than my mom would have been. And so she is, no, she is 76. She'll be 77 this year. And she saw me doing the hoop challenges. She asked me about it, and in my generosity, I said, she asked me where I got it from or whatever, and I was like, oh, you want one? And she said she did, so I was like, okay, I'll send it to you. So I ordered one from Amazon for her as well and had it sent to her. And I think she's on day 8 and she is working it out. Like, she goes so much faster than me, and she goes nonstop. I think she said she got 25 minutes, 24, 25 minutes in this morning. I'm like, lady, you are working it out over there and showing me out. Showing, just doing the most over there, but I'm proud of her. And I have another friend who said she had one of her attic, and her husband wouldn't get it out. I said, Lord, tell him that if he don't get it out that attic, that you're gonna order you another one. And so she said, now you know me. So next thing I know, I looked up, she's saying, hey, my hoop is gonna be on the way. And then I had another friend who inboxed me, and she has the same hoop. So everybody's been asking where you get this from, where you get this from. And I've been sending the information out. So several people have either restarted this thing because they had one locked away somewhere, or you know, they're buying them and starting their challenges as well. So that's awesome. Even my cousin had one that she has broken back out, and she's doing it. And of course, she says she can't do it, you know, too much nonstop, but it adds up. And that's what, and it all adds up, because even when we were kids hooping, it's not like we sat there and, yeah, we kept it going for a while or whatever, but it's not like it never dropped, you know. And it was still all in fun, and we didn't beat ourselves up about the fact that, oh, it stopped. It was just like, hey, you know, we were out there just doing whatever, just to, you know, and you were still getting into that activity. So that's really all that matters at the end of the day. So yeah, I am. It's just interesting that I'm really, quote unquote, inspiring people to get out there and do whatever. So I think that's kind of fascinating. And this past weekend also, I will say, medication has given me a little bit of my social life back. So I went out with, well, one was a college friend. We all went to the same college, but I actually didn't meet the younger of the individuals until after college in work capacity. But a friend of mine from college, we graduated together, and I hadn't seen her in like 15 years. And I will honestly say that she moved to Alabama, and I did tell her, I was like, when she moved to Alabama, I'm like, girl, I ain't coming to Alabama. Why in the world would you want to go all the way to Alabama? I am never, ever, ever sitting for the Alabama. But I'm going to go back on that because I actually now am planning on going in July with the other friend to visit her. But anyway, in any event, this friend was in North Carolina for, she's down here to help her father go through some things, and wanted to see us. So I hadn't seen her, like I said, like 15 years. And the other I hadn't seen in a couple years, because our children go to the same high school. Well, she actually has one who's graduating now. which is 2 years after my daughter graduated. And then she had a son that graduated about 2 years prior. And I had seen her at an open house very briefly. But other than that, I hadn't really seen her in that, in a while either. But we got together and went out to eat. And ended up at one of those, is it Japanese restaurants where, they cook in front of you with the flames stuff. So, well, I guess the flame is a part of this show. And it was so funny to me because they had a little girl at our table who, when the flame went up, she cried. And I'm just like, oh, I should have been paying attention from her from the beginning because I caught her crying, but I didn't catch the actual reaction because that reminded me of a TikTok I had seen where people say, I never miss a baby hibachi, whatever you call it. They never miss that because the kids' reactions are just they're so crazy every time. It's cute when they get scared and they're looking around like, don't nobody else see this? Like, why are y'all not scared? But anyway, so we went there, and I actually, if I don't finish that today, I probably should have thrown it out yesterday, to be quite honest with you. But that was Saturday that we got together. Of course, I didn't nearly finish the food. And then I had some of it on Sunday. Yeah, had some Sunday. And yeah, I didn't eat any of it yesterday. So if I don't finish that today, I meant to bring it for lunch today, but I did not. I've only had breakfast, so I'm really not having much of an appetite, still. When I get hungry, I eat, but a lot of the times I gotta kind of force myself to eat. If that's a side effect, we could say that. But yeah, so I no longer look at, going out as a waste, because we just say, hey, that's going to be at least 2, maybe 3 meals that you get out of a situation. So anyway, but I digress. The point is, I went out and I enjoyed being out. And even though I'm still not small by any stretch of the imagination, I'm no longer uncomfortable when people say, hey, they want to see you, because I quite honestly had put off seeing this individual. She's been back, within that 15-year time period. But me is, I was just like, yeah, I'm busy. Because I just didn't want to go out, as big as I was. So I thank this medication for giving me my life back in more ways than one. So, and with that, I guess I will go ahead and end this video. If you guys have any questions or comments, you can go ahead and leave them below. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And as always, until the next video, peace and blessings.